Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news is a big change coming to the leadership in Detroit. Sources telling us Detroit Police Chief James Craig is set to retire. Local 4 has learned Chief Craig is going to make that announcement as soon as Monday.
There are reports surfacing that he might be leaving to make a run for political office. We have team coverage tonight, starting with Jason Colthorpe. Jason has been working his sources and joins us with more. Jason, what do you know?
Well, Kim, word has gotten around fast at DPD headquarters. I can tell you that. One high-ranking police source confirms to me the chief is retiring. We've also gotten confirmation he's retiring from other sources. To do what? They do not know at this point. We've just learned also the chief has scheduled a news conference on Monday. Craig has been the chief of Detroit Police for the past 8 years after being appointed by emergency manager Kevin Orr in July of 2013. That makes him the longest running chief in the city of Detroit since Chief Bill Hart. There are other reports, as you mentioned, speculation that Craig is interested in running for office. More on that in just a moment. We also reached out to Mayor Duggan's office. They have released this statement, which reads, quote, "The chief has not indicated to the mayor he has made any decisions about the future." Now, another source also tells me the department's first assistant chief is also leaving, which is unrelated to the chief's departure, which again is expected to be announced on Monday. I'm sure we're going to hear much more about it. Until then, back to you.
All right, Jason, so now to those rumors about the chief's political future. We bring in Mara McDonald. There have been rumblings for a while that Craig might want to dip his toe into the political waters. Mara.
Oh, for sure, Devin. Potential congressional run, possibly a citywide run. Never has there been talk about him running for governor. And boy, did this day all of a sudden get all sorts of interesting. So let me tell you everything that I have been told in the last several hours. Okay. Is the chief running for governor? I can't tell you whether that's a definitive yes or definitive no. I can tell you that the grassroots in the GOP know nothing about it. But here's where it gets really interesting. He has, according to sources, had meetings with 3 big money GOP donors in the last 2 weeks. Whether there was some sort of commitment out of that meeting, that remains unclear. Has the chief expressed interest in a political future after his time at DPD? I think that is an absolute yes. You heard Jason say that the official word out of the city of Detroit is that the chief has not made the mayor aware of any potential future plans. I can tell you that the mayor and the chief had a meeting, the two of them, just the two of them, yesterday. What exactly was discussed at that meeting, once again, also remains unclear. I have been on the phone with multiple people in the upper tiers of GOP politics. The idea of Chief Craig running for governor is thrilling to them. I mean, thrilling. Not only is he well liked in the city of Detroit, he's well liked in the suburbs. One consultant telling me there's no question if Jim Craig gets into this race, he is the absolute front runner and will likely clear the field. So I guess we all stand by. Let's see what he announces on Monday. But Devin, Kimberly, let's also be clear. There is no campaign committee set up for a Jim Craig for governor run yet. There is no campaign structure that's in place at all at this point. I think the best you can say right now is he's had some discussions with some top donors. Where it goes from here, stand by. We're live in Madison Heights tonight. Back to you.
You know, Mara, the gubernatorial stuff or whatever office might be in the offing will sort itself out. The more immediate question here is going to be about leadership in the police department at a time that we're watching leadership in American law enforcement so closely with such scrutiny. That's going to be a much more immediate issue, isn't it?
I think that is going to be an immediate issue. I think that the chief has groomed some of his top people in the department to potentially take over for him. You know, that clearly is up to the mayor. That's his decision going forward. Yep. But that department is, there's a bench there, okay, of people who could, you know, potentially take over. But this chief has been an interesting one. He is popular. He understands that this isn't just a law enforcement job, that this is a public job, and you got to get out there and you got to talk to people.
Yep.
That hasn't been the usual attitude. So he gets the public aspect of all of this, which I think is why he's been talked about as a potential political, candidate for quite a while. Back to you.
All right, Mara.
All right. Well, our other top story today, the ongoing mail delays. It's a problem we've been highlighting for months now. And tonight we're hearing from a woman who says it's been weeks since she got mail.
Weeks. Defender Sean Lay continues to dig into the delays, this time in Clinton Township. Sean?
And boy, are we hearing from you and Local 4. We are listening. People in Detroit, Redford, Livonia, now Clinton Township, not getting their mail day after day. And when they check every day and the mailbox is empty, frustrations are just boiling over.
I'm getting tired of this.
Mark down Angela Lose as another person in Metro Detroit who simply isn't getting her mail.
I'm not getting my mail, and I'm getting fed up with this stuff.
And Angela is not alone. She lives in a Clinton Township apartment complex. No mail for any of her neighbors.
I haven't got my mail almost 3 weeks.
This week, Help Me Hank showed us all how frustrations on getting no mail is boiling over.
Not one person had mail.
So what can you do if you're having a problem?
A busy post office on Detroit's west side was even closed. The USPS in Detroit blaming it all on COVID, but no mail for 3 weeks? That means a lot of Angela's neighbors are not getting their Social Security checks they count on, and they're hurting.
I want them to know that I want our mail to come every day and on time.
Angela went up to her local postal branch in Clinton Township on Wednesday. She says she was assured that she and everyone else would get their mail that day, and so far, not one piece of mail has arrived, and very few, if any, answers coming from the USPS. We'll stay on it. Sean Lay, Local 4.
All right, Sean, we reached out to the post office again today and we're told they had no new information on the delays. Moving now to coronavirus, as Michigan's case numbers continue to drop.
The state reports 2,758 new cases and 30 additional deaths. The vaccination rate is slowly increasing as 51.5% have received at least one dose. The state's health department says vaccinated workers at long-term care facilities no longer have to be routinely tested. And the University of Michigan is now following the state's guidance, saying masks don't need to be worn outside on campus unless at an event of more than 100 people.
Getting harder to hire workers right now, and experts think that is to blame for disappointing jobs numbers that came out today.
Last month, businesses added 266,000 jobs. That's far less than the 1 million analysts were expecting. Business editor Rod Maloney spoke to local businesses about the trouble they're facing and what it could mean for their future.
Well, we're outside of a sandwich shop, and they've got the bright orange sign, now hiring, and you get lunch when you come in and fill out your application and get your interview. But there are a lot of Metro Detroit businesses with the same problem, and they're offering infinitely higher incentives. Gardner White Furniture is in a great spot right now after two major competitors went bankrupt, and people have spent the pandemic fixing up and refurnishing homes. Demand has them talking about possibly adding some stores. Gardner White's Rachel Tronstein tells Local 4 they're now offering new hires big money.
Right now we have a $2,000 signing bonus out there for new sales associates that I think we're really excited about and hopefully will make a difference. And we're really looking forward to people who are looking for a long-term career.
Wallside Windows is 3 generations on now, manufacturing new garden views across Metro Detroit. Booming business enables dozens of openings with few takers. Adam Blank isn't certain why, but he knows this.
There's a lot of people that are out of work due to the pandemic that may not have thought about a career in manufacturing or warehouse work, where there's a lot of openings right now. And so for those that are interested, we definitely we encourage them to check out what a career at Wallside Windows looks like.
Then there's Todd's Services, a landscape and outdoor construction company that's ramping up spring and summer work. There's more than they can do without more help. Frustrating Doug Murphy is the interview process.
You might have 100 applicants. You call and you might get a hold of 50. If you set up 50 interviews, maybe 25 would show up. So it's a tough tough go for sure.
And the common thread here is that this all impacts the customer service to you. It takes longer to get the new windows or the new furniture or even that lawn feature you want, and it also becomes infinitely more expensive. They're hoping for an end to this very soon. Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Okay, Rod. Well, coming up Monday, where are the women? No question, the demands facing mothers are huge.
Just trying to do both, trying to juggle the role of mom and, stay productive at work.
In fact, more than 3 million women have left the workforce over the past year. Monday morning at 6:30, we reveal the tactic one local company is using to help women strike a healthier work-life balance.
Over 4 decades of experience as a Detroit police officer. That's what one local woman has on her resume.
But soon she'll be hanging it all up and enjoying a life of retirement. Local 4's Larry Spruill talked with her one-on-one about her career and why she decided to retire now.
Imagine being on the job for 44 years. Well, that's what one local Detroit police officer is celebrating today.
44 years.
That's how long investigator Gail Johnson Brown has been a Detroit police officer. Her career of over 4 decades started
July 18, 1977.
And you can imagine a lot has changed since then.
I remember I used to type on the typewriter. Now they got computers. It has been wonderful. That's why I've been here 44 years. I love my job. I love the people. I love serving the public.
But Gail says it's time for her to retire. Her family of blue and loved ones celebrated her years of service on Friday.
During this COVID, it made me think my husband had it for 53 days, and I just want to enjoy what we have left now.
She says she worked multiple cases over the years, but one stands out the most.
Well, one case I had when a little 15-year-old girl kidnapped a baby, hitchhiked to Texas. The FBI was involved, and it was something.
I'm my mother's legacy.
Detective Vieira Brownlee says that's an honor in itself.
And it's women like her and some of the other women back in the 70s that fought really hard to make sure that we got equal rights. And because of her, she's paved the way. I'm very proud of her.
In the 70s, her mother filed a discrimination lawsuit against DPD and won.
And they awarded me 2 years when I applied for the job, and they didn't hire me till I hunted them down and had them find my files.
Although Gail's time as an investigator is coming to an end, she has this advice for those behind her.
Be safe, most of all, be careful, and look after the citizens of Detroit. And do the right thing. Do your job.
Reporting in Detroit, Larry Spruill, Local 4.
All right, Larry. Still ahead, it'll be an extra special Mother's Day for one local family.
The special tribute they have planned after their baby boy was given a second chance at life. Andrew.
And Kimberly and Devin, we still have scattered showers and still some thunderstorms out there here on Storm Tracker 4. When are they out of here later on this evening? How cold does it get tonight? What about Mother's Day? I've got your full weather forecast. Weather is on deck.